Right, and they have a calculator now too, so they can actually do math. Do you think they even know math?
No,
definitely not.
They just go 1, 1, 1, 1.
Alright, I'm gonna tell you a little story right now.
Yay!
About a remote tribe. They're called the Marubo.
Okay.
They have their own language, and they are a remote tribe along the Uti River and they're an Amazonian uncontacted tribe.
Yep, sounds believable.
About 9 months ago, Starlink brought the internet to the Marubo tribe, and ever since, the tribe has now become addicted to pornography.
Yo, I saw this.
Yeah, they got a lot of catching up to do.
And they're blaming the internet, social media, and pornography for tearing their community and tribe apart.
They can't do any work, dude.
No, they're not getting anything done.
I heard all the young men don't want to
I
work.
heard that they also started getting like depression. And they were getting lazy, and they're like getting health problems and shit because they just stayed home all day and fucked around on their phone.
The chief of the tribe has started doing edibles and playing body cam on Steam.
Started popping zins.
Shit's so
Who
funny.
gave them phones?
Yeah. Well, they wanted
They started
them to,
ordering
like,
them.
With their phones?
They wanted to get them connected to the world, and then so dude, some of them became like influencers and shit. They were making money, like it's the wildest shit.
But then, like, they gave them Starlink and devices?
I think they had
they gave
devices
that.
already.
So they already
Yeah, yeah.
had, okay,
They had- well,
that answers.
but it was like
But they had them like, you know, made out of coconuts and stuff.
yeah.
like some Gilligan's Island.
Yeah. They weren't like, you know, standard like this is like our phone. It had more like a coconut backing, coconut shell.
Well, from what I read about it, they said that at the end of the day, it benefited that tribe more because they were able to make more. But then,
But not 4 dudes are depressed.
well, they made some hard rules on like balancing it out. So they're not like, what do you call it? Like there's like, it's
Porno
like no
Sundays?
phone time at this whatever, and then there's like they're trying to like balance it out. So they had to make rules around phone usage and shit.
Yeah, tribal elders currently have a Rayblox community that's very popular.
Ray blocks?
That's
Play a lot of community.
That's so crazy because I'm like, you know how some places and some societies, they're self-sufficient. Like they don't need money, right? Like they have animals they can eat, fruits they can take out
Truly
of the
off
trees.
grid.
Yeah, they're off the grid. They have plants that they can eat into self-sustaining society. But then from our lens, we're like, well, they're broke. But they don't need money. But they're like, but from our, well, they're broke.
Yeah.
Look at these phones.
They don't have a G-Wagon.
They make $200 a month now. And it's like, it's crazy.
But it's like they never needed it.
They never needed it in the first place.
But what they need is time, and they can't, like, because they need to go get food. They need to.
Yeah, but now they could Uber Eats.
And that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're grub hubbing.
Now they're just jacking off, not doing the things that they need to do in the tribe.
They were saying that because of the internet, they're able to, like, some lives were saved because they're able to reach emergency services like this.
Oh, that's good.
Whereas before, if they get a snake bite, they just say their goodbyes.
But then one
away.
of the tribe's members started filming people being rescued, and then people are now complaining in the community. There's a lot of like conversations online about, is this taking advantage of these emergency situations? Because this person's like posting that to TikTok.
They're monetizing it.
Yeah, they're monetizing it and they're posting it to TikTok. And they're selling merch.
What if they do those gold?
The merch is like a dude's leg getting bit by a snake and shit. He's like, ah!
They do gold digger pranks on huts. They're like, oh, that's your hut?
Yo, but how about the hospital bills?
Oh, that's
Who's
true.
paying for them?
Who's paying for that?
That's hella coconuts, dude.
Hella coca. What's the actress?
You know
They
what's
make
funny?
money.
They were saying that like, because you know people were like, oh, don't ruin the tribes by giving them internet. But then like some of the people that received the internet were saying that now that they know how it is, they're like, this was a human right. Like to keep this away from us would have been cruel. I think some of them were saying.
Ultimate Jack material,
Dude.
and I could have access to this.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And then plus someone was saying like one of them now has aspirations to be a dentist in Sao Paulo. Like they have bigger dreams now.
Because it's all motivated by porn. He goes, wait a minute.
Yeah, like
there's black girls, white girls, Asian girls. What the fuck?
Nah, the homie that wants to be a dentist started finding some Andrew Tate stuff. And I was like, oh, I need to 10x my shit. Dude. Like, I'm not living up my full potential.
Yeah, one of the younger tribes members became a chiropractor, and he has a bunch of hot chicks in yoga gear. He's cracking their spines.
That's what's kind of interesting. It's kind of like in a way, like you think like, oh, who are we to like mess with that? But then if they knew what they were missing, would they be like, give it to me? You know?
I heard they were in group chats, like sending each other like the sickest porns.
But you know what?
You gotta watch this video, dude. I wonder what they were watching first.
You know what I think about all the time, like, is, all right, so you know how like certain groups never had exposure to disease, right? So you come in and then it just wipes them all out.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about that when it comes to like groups that are introduced to like alcohol when they never had alcohol. It fucks up their community or whatever. We had almost like a immunity to these vices because we were already introduced as a kid to like internet or whatever.
They
right?
could build mini defenses.
So we
Slow build.
Yeah. So like there is internet porn addiction, all this stuff in our community.
56K.
But at the same time, we were introduced by like doses. Yeah. It wasn't like all of a sudden.
We had to find boobs in nudie mags and shit like that.
Yeah.
And those were scares.
Mr. Skin, dude.
But also there was like
Couldn't even get to
there's
look.
levels to this shit where there's someone that's been there, done that can kind of like be like, hey, don't do this, right? Whereas like in their community, there's no immunity.
Imagine their first thing is fucking VR porn.
Everybody's fucked.
Their first thing is fucking just a gangbang.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, oh shit, this is how you get
Who
down.
are they watching is the question.
Yeah. Who do you think they pop up first?
What do you think they're into?
I think you just leave them alone, man.
I think so.
Keep them uncontacted.
Do you think?
They're already in Brazil. They got a lot of stuff just within arm's reach that's better than us.
But do you think they like twerking videos? Do you think they're like into anime porn?
Twerking videos probably would be sick. For
It's got to be like sensory overload for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because if they're eating like fish every day and they're like, hey, try a Whopper. It's like, oh,
They might think it's nasty, though.
The testosterone, that shit probably strong as fuck.
Their testosterone? Yeah.
Probably
Natty,
so.
it's all natty.
That's why when they watch porn, they just go crazy.
their testosterone is probably dropping now. With all the pornos and shit, it's probably dropping.
I was
dude.
reading the article and they were saying that some of the ladies were reporting that the males were like very sexually aggressive after they started watching. Well, they probably started choking on chicks and started stepping on heads, dude.
Yeah, dude, a lot of heads dead. So apparently, when it arrived, when the internet got there, everyone was happy, but now things have gotten worse. Says one of the tribes people within the Malacca, which is the village's communal dwelling, towering 50 feet above the dirt floor. She sat kneading jinipapo berries for black body paint, while she was talking about how all of the elders got caught in the community. They were buying a bunch of Best Buy gift cards and sending them to people like foreigners, falling for scams. Yeah. They only been on the internet for 3 weeks. It's crazy. They sent all of their life savings of coconuts all the way to some random address.
How is it different than like let's say you have like the Amish community, right?
Yeah.
They have access to internet if they wanted to go use it, right?
That might even be harder because they live in the modern age.
Yeah.
Like they're on a horse on the 405, right?
But because of their value system and beliefs, they just choose to abstain from it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the same case for them to be like, hey, maybe don't fucking fuck with this shit then, you know? Like.
So all the tribes people are having an issue right now too because all the jobs that everyone was doing, everyone quit because everyone just wants to be influencers.
And just jack off?
That's crazy.
Honestly, they probably could, man. Just like those, they could be like the non-lying version of primitive technology.
Yeah.
Real primitive technology.
What if they use the apps to speed up whatever they're doing? So now, like, let's say someone's hungry. It's like, a Postmates, like a tree frog. And then the other guy gets it. Aha! And he grabs the frog and like, here you go, bro.
Postmates.
He's like, you have to go through the app, man.
Damn, what's this $7 fee I gotta pay? What the fuck?
That's tight, actually.
Yeah, because they still connect each other. They still do their own shit.
I think they're just sending each other emojis and fucking dick pics.
It does make it interesting though when you think about it like that, where like it ruins what they had going, but like when
It
they're
also
like,
benefits
no,
them
it's our human. Like, would we want access to something that was higher up that people like if say someone was like, nah, you don't want to fuck with this.
I don't even want AI, dude. I'm like, just keep me away.
Yeah, that scares me.
I'm scared.
Like if a higher civilization was like, hey, we have this tech, do you want
I'd
it?
wanna
Would you
know.
say yes or no?
Yeah, I would.
I'd say yes because I'm just that guy.
Yeah,
I would want to know.
I actually want to go backwards. I want to start a farm.
And if
You should
saw,
join
like-
their tribe.
Yeah, and if you saw people like thriving because of it,
Yeah.
and they were like, trust me, you don't want this. Like that feels weird, right? Wouldn't you be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I do?
Hell yeah.
It does feel like a weird like superiority complex though. It'd be like, oh, leave them the way that they are. Don't
It does,
fucking
yeah,
do it.
yeah, yeah. It feels
because it's like
strange.
they're humans too. They're
Yeah.
not like a primitive being.
Right.
Yeah.
Kinda though.
Apparently, 4 of the younger women members of the Marubo tribe left and joined ISIS after being on the internet for just 2
What?
Stupid.
Stop lying.
Those propaganda videos are very.
Joined ISIS. See, they have no immunity to these scams.
They don't know.
They just don't know.
I would gauge it because you know our boy that helped us win the last bet, Alex Pereira.
Yeah.
He's from the Amazon,
That
right?
motherfucker.
So
indigenous.
like, if I'm like this 300-pound guy coming in, I'm like, you ever try Postmates? And I look at him, I'm like, damn, this guy's a 6'4" fucking chiseled creature. I'm like, you don't need this. Because I feel like I would ruin their life, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on what it looks like, what their life looks like compared to ours.
That's true because like when you think about Amish, they make a choice to
Yeah.
do it that way. They're not all of a sudden exposed. They know.
They
what
know,
they're
yeah,
doing,
they know what they know, yeah.
And they've been around exposed to like the mainstream world long enough where they have a system of like we're
and
gonna
they
keep it
still
this way.
barter and trade with the outside.
Yeah.
world, like, you know.
Whereas these guys, it's like they didn't even know.
yeah, right.
They didn't even know. They're like, what? There's twerking. There's you can get this shit for free.
It's just a big jump. You know?
Asian
There's no
petite?
in-between.
What? Yeah.
Asian
petite.
Asian petite schoolgirl.
They're like, what the fuck is ASMR? You know?
Yeah.
What's JOI, bro?
Censored? What?
After that, they're like, dude, I need to fucking become a doctor so I could travel. Yeah.
See, that's the thing too. Is like some of them were like, now I want to travel the world.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, who are you to keep that from them? That the whole world is that.
Right, and they have a calculator now too, so they can actually do math. Do you think they even know math?
No, definitely not.
They just go 1, 1, 1, 1. How many do you have? 1, 1, 1, 1. Do they even know what 1 is?
Everything's one.
How many ones do you have? I have this many ones.